Welcome back. When was the last time you went fishing? When was the last time you went out to the beach or simply took a drive along Ocean Drive to enjoy the sights of our great Gulf Coast? You know, it's there every day, but sometimes we forget about what lives out there, what is home, and why it is that it's so important to not just those areas of interest that I just mentioned, but to our economy and to our future. There's an event that's coming up called World Oceans Day. And it's a day that we focus on the reality and the importance of our oceans. And here to talk about that event, that particular day, is Megan Radke. She's with the Harte Research Institute for the Gulf of Mexico Studies. And she's going to talk to us about celebrating World Oceans Day. Tell us a little bit about that event.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much for having me.
Good to have you.
As you said, I'm with Harte Research Institute, and so everything that we do is focused on the Gulf and creating science-driven solutions for the greater Gulf. And so we are so excited to be celebrating World Oceans Day through our second annual Sea to Screen Film Festival. And so we really hope that through those films, people can kind of latch on to the message of World Oceans Day and find something that inspires them and makes them want to become a little bit more active in the conservation of not just our coastline that's here in the Gulf of Mexico, but just the ocean and marine ecosystems all over the world.
Tell us about some of these films. Are these films that were produced locally?
So we have some. We'll have several different films, and they're all short films. So they'll be shown in 2 different flights. They'll start at 6 p.m. on June 7th at Alamo Drafthouse.
Okay.
And so some are produced locally, and they're produced actually by our team at the Harte Research Institute. And so we'll focus on things from, what we do at HRI to oyster conservation and restoration, as well as we've got films from Australia, from Africa, that are focused more on marine habitats such as coral reefs, as well as fisheries. So fisheries habitats and the people around the world, be it the United States or in different countries that are focused on really sustaining those resources and making sure that they're here not just for us now, but for the next generation.
There are some folks who may not know specifically what the Harte Research Institute does. They all think it's all part of Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
And it is in some way, right?
It is. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what do you guys
absolutely.
do?
So we are part of Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi, but we have several different research fields that we focus on. And so while, yes, we do have, more of the traditional marine science focuses, we have a Center for Sportfish Science and Conservation. We've got a group that's focused on coastal conservation and restoration. And, of course, we've got groups that deal with water quality and ocean acidification. But we also have groups, and this is what makes HRI very unique, is that we also have groups that focus a lot on socioeconomics and focus on communities throughout the Gulf and how to make those communities more resilient. So, that's everything from how to recover from hurricanes, how to deal with sea level rise, to also, taking advantage of Gulf resources, our natural resources, but in a sustainable way.
2 quick questions here. What do you want folks to walk away from when they see these films?
I want people to be inspired, and I want them to recognize, how important of a resource and how treasured of a resource that our oceans and our coastal and marine ecosystems are. And I hope that, they'll go out and they'll find a way that they can get involved, and whether that's, just going to a local conservation organization like the Texas State Aquarium, or getting more involved in a volunteer day that might be happening at Oso Bay Wetlands Preserve, something like that, and just taking part.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want them to be inspired and recognize how important our oceans are.
Once again, this is happening on World Oceans Day. Tell us about the event happening and what time, when, and where.
Yes, so Sea to Screen Film Festival, June 7th at Alamo Drafthouse here in Corpus Christi. Doors will open at 5:30. Films will start at 6. There will be a 20-minute intermission right in between the films, and people can visit with us from HRI, and they can also visit with local conservation organizations.
Price of the ticket?
$5. You can get tickets on Alamo Drafthouse website.
Can't beat that at all. All right, Megan, Radke, thank you so much from the Harte Institute, Research Institute of Corpus Christi. Thank you so much for being with us. We
Absolutely, thank
appreciate it.
you. I appreciate it.
Very good.